welcome to another bulleted tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to use the array modifier in conjunction with the curve tool. It's a way to create really fun and intricate modular design with minimal assets. Just to start off, I've done this tutorial before, but the music was a little overpowering. I've since then got a little bit better handled with the program. So let's say you have your asset already completed. We have a little man here, or person here for scale, and we have half of a corridor. Again, these are just for demonstration purposes. I've also enabled the snap increment tool here. Absolute grid, moves, rotate, and scale. Now if I take this off, you can see like move anywhere. You can notice with the dimensions that are moving, they're decimals. But if I enable this, you can see it's absolute. 0.1, 2, 3. This way it's easy to keep things consistent. Now, I don't want any means to limit artistic abilities, but I usually find this handy when creating modular assets. I want everything to be nice and even. Okay, so once we have our fun modular piece done, we can begin the fun process. Now if you haven't used the modifier tools before, it's located right here. We can go in, click on add modifier and array, and now we can see that another modifier has been, since the modifier has been added, it's added a new instance of this object. There's two of them, and it's relative offset, relative to the length of the object itself. There's another one called constant offset. Just to show you the difference, if I tick off constant, it's now constant to whatever the parameters you've added here. So x is in 0 meters. We take a look here, x is this way, so if I increase this, you can slowly see it increases this. It'll always stay consistent no matter what. I find this is a greater control if you have something specific in mind. But for the demonstration purpose, we'll use relative offset. This is on the x, so we'll always add towards the x this way. This 2 will increment the count by 5, 10. You can see it's going on forever this way, depending on how long you have. But if we change this to 1, it'll increment this way, and you can start seeing fun, intricate form starting to be established. You can zero this out, 1, and it'll increment upwards. Hopefully it's starting to show you how powerful the array tool is. Zero this out, keep this at 1. Alright, the next thing we need to do once we've added the array tool is to add a path. To locate the path, I like to do Shift A, and it would be located in curves and path. And we'll move this path here. Here's the path. I'm just going to turn back screencast keys on. Alright, we'll rotate this path to face this way. And then when we click here, you'll notice there's something called fit type, fixed count. It'll be static number, so this will never change dynamically. But we want it to change towards the path. We'll click on this, fit curve, and we'll select the curve of the nerve's path. Now, once we increment this, this way you can see it adds it dynamically, and it follows the curve. So, it adds to the length of the curve. That's wild. Alright, so we go back to our object, minimize this for a bit, add modifier, and curve. It's red because it doesn't have any curves selected. We'll click on object, and nervous paths here, just like that. Now, when we start rotating this, you can see it's flipped backwards. So we have to find the right amount here, which is this way. Rotate it that way to make sense. Perfect. So now, once we start extruding this and rotating, you can see it's adding it dynamically to the mesh. Now we can start getting really fun curves and buildings using, again, very minimal assets. You can also start making it head up into the Z space. You can see here, it curves all the way around. Again, we've only used a single modular piece. Again, if we zoom in here, we can start editing this, and it'll take changes to the curve. We can probably go here, extrude this out, and you can see it's starting to add things dynamically. For the sake of this demo, I'll disable this because I want finer details. So we'll do this, and then we'll just add it. And now the changes have taken place. You can see how it rotates around. You can also add some more fun things in the corridor here. So let's go here. I've made these two little cuts previously. I'll use them. Move this up slightly. And now we can see a very fun complex form taking place. So if we go into the shaded view, I'm just going to do some quick changes here where I will make the gray background black. So it is, and I've been using blend for a while, and sometimes I just have to click through the menus here. So black here, and then we're going to add sunlight. Take that around, and that's looking pretty fun. We can also go in and add different materials on, and it's very easy to do that. We'll just tab in, zoom into this, and look at this. Okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to add, let's just say 3 different materials. And new. It's also a good thing to name these, so let's call this light, wall, and floor. Change these to different colors. Let's just say this one will be a bit darker red. This wall will be maybe a nice dark blue. And then light will change the surface from a principal BSDF, quite far away, into emission. Change this color to orange. Change the strength to 2. Again, you don't have to follow any of this at all. This is just sugar top or icing. Let us add a light here. So let's assign this. Assign this like this. Go in here. Paint this the floor color. Now you can see we've added changes to this. Now another cool thing too, since this is an array and a curve, we can start adding more to this single piece, and all the changes will be made. So let's say if we wanted it enclosed rather than open, well, we can create another wall going up. Select this wall, add the wall material, and now we have a little bit of a corridor this way. Just wanted to do a little showcase on what you can do with the array and curve tool, just using the single asset that we made. You can see here, remember to change the curve on the array to the respective one that you're rotating around. There'll also be some errors, so I've used the circle array here, the circle Bezier curve, and I've added it for the array and the curve type. I've also had to switch it to -y just to make sure that it's in the correct orientation that I intend it to be. We can go through the options. You can see there's a variety of types of different shapes that happen. Now, none of these are wrong. It just depends on what kind of shape you're looking for. And with the relative offset, I have it right here. Now, if you notice on this one here, it's kind of a cool little staircase going up. again, this is just with the same circle, but on the array modifier, I've actually changed the z parameter so it slowly goes up as it's rotating in space, or arraying, sorry. So just to show you the example here, if I do 0, looks like this, but if we keep adding a little bit more like this, you can see it starts creating really intricate shapes. The way this is tied, the rotation, it's tied to the circle, so if we add more, or sorry, not add more, if we widen the circle, you can see what's happening here. This way, I encourage play. You get a lot of intricate shapes that you can really never think about. At least I can't. Alright, that's all I wanted to show here. Let's leave off with some experiments like this. See what happens when you do this.